All right, then.
Pick up the skeng and the man them run. Oh, hey, Mary.
Hey.
Hey. Sorry, you caught us in the middle of our... We like to pretend we're English rappers for the first 10 minutes before the guest comes in. Yeah.
That is the most.
Me.
I think you guys have it in you.
Thank you,
think so?
Mary.
Yep.
Mary didn't even hear the fucking bars, dude.
I'm always saying this. I'm always saying, you know who'd be good British rappers?
Yeah. Mary,
British? You think we could be British rappers?
Mary's a saint for encouraging men to rap in public.
That's always been.
Oh, yeah.
The one place that you like to give back.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, I have the Shook Ones instrumental on my phone. I can play this right now if you guys want.
At any time. You just have it queued up as like a button you push and the Shook Ones instrumental starts playing.
My dude, that I used to have a folder of, like, I had a CD in my car that was just instrumentals to freestyle over.
Yeah,
that's how intentional your CD burning had to be, where you're like, oh, put in the freestyle thing because we're getting high and I'm going to subject you to my terrible rapping for 20 minutes on a first date.
And that's what's wrong with young men today.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we talk about. I don't know if you've heard, but that's what we talk about on this show is what's wrong with young men today?
I think there's no audience for our freestyle raps. That's the problem.
I mean, honestly, there was that one far right politician who I think that was what was wrong with him. He was like secretly a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not secretly. He was like kind of trying to do
out in the open with it. Terrible rapper. Anyway, Mary, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Have you listened to the show? Do you kind of understand the vibe here?
Yeah, I know the vibe.
Okay.
You guys are news guys, but you're funny.
Yeah.
Nail on the head.
Damn. Never
nailed you.
Heard it say with such few words, but so
yeah. No, it's really
going on.
It's really complicated to get, guys. It's news, but you guys are funny. Yeah,
stupid,
I don't know.
Right?
I've been trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
This is an iHeart podcast. On a cold January day in 1995. 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's your favorite Jersey girl, Gia Giudice. Welcome to Casual Chaos, where I share my story. This week, I'm sitting down with Vanderpump Rules star Sheena Shea.
I don't really talk to either of them, if I'm being honest. There will be an occasional text, one way or the other, from me to Ariana. Maybe a happy birthday from Ariana to me. I think the last time I talked to Tom, it was like, congrats on America's Got Talent.
This is a combo you don't want to miss. Listen to Casual Chaos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Do you want to hear the secrets of psychopaths, murderers, sex offenders? In this episode, I offer tips from them. I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. This is a podcast where I cut through the noise with real talk.
When you were described to me as a forensic psychologist, I was like, snooze. We ended up talking for hours, and I was like, this girl is my best friend.
Let's talk about safety and strategies to protect yourself and your loved ones. Listen to Intentionally Disturbing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, the internet, and welcome to season 406, episode 2 of Daily Zeitgeist. Yeah! It's a production of iHeartRadio. It's a podcast where we take a deep dive into American shared consciousness. And it's Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Whew.
Wow, what a day. It's National Guacamole Day. I always mispronounce that. National Working Parents Day, National IT Professionals Day, National Step Family Day, National Play-Doh Day, National Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day, National Voter Registration Day, and Mayflower Day.
Okay.
Boom. Yeah.
The flower? Or is there a thing called a Mayflower? Or is it, I only think about that as the ship that my ancestors came over on.
Yeah. Just looking for a new place to goof around. And it worked out. I don't know. I just know April showers bring Mayflowers. That's the only thing I can think of.
That's right.
And I'm a botanist, so I know.
I didn't even realize that the Pilgrims had bars like that. This is also a National Hungover from Celebrating Prince Harry's Birthday Day. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not. Nope. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. I can't drink for his birthday anymore. Not like I used to.
Happy belated to you and to
the Duke of Sussex.
The Duke of Sussex.
Yes.
My name is Jack O'Brien, aka Potatoes O'Brien, and I'm thrilled to be joined as always by my co-host, Mr. Miles Gray!
Oh, Miles Gray, a.k.a. Shitty jeans are on my body.
Ooh.
I fridge them up to tip off mustard stains. But the stink will never wane. All right, shout out Mr. Fist for that one. We were talking about people just putting their jeans in the freezer when they have fancy jeans. Just can't get behind that because what do you do about the stink and stuff? Just not how that works.
Chip the actual stains off once they
get
freeze.
A chisel. Yeah, like you're carving marble.
That's right. Miles, we're thrilled to be joined in our third seat by a very funny comedian and writer who's written for outlets such as a local publication, The New Yorker. That I think I've heard of that one.
Oh, I've heard of that one. I can't even get through them every week. The cadence of them are too many. So I have to pretend I know what's in them.
Cover to cover.
Yeah.
Every single week. I get it all. Wrote and starred in the fictional soap opera Enchanted Pumice for Chris Gethard Presents, animated music videos for Z-Way. Just like all around talent, I think is what we have on our hands here.
Twitch
Please
streamer.
welcome to the show, Mary Houlihan!
Mary!
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh, what's up, Mary? What's good?
I'm so exhausted from celebrating Prince Harry all yesterday.
What'd you do to celebrate?
I drank a whole keg.
A whole keg? Right to the dome?
Yeah.
Whilst doing a keg stand the whole time.
That's right.
That was pretty
So
impressive.
you saw the pics. Okay.
I popped the top and I put a garden hose in like a straw and I just drink it like that the whole day.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Got to. Oh, what a day. I just watched The Wedding on loop.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah. I mean, Megan is
such
a beautiful bride. He has such a beautiful bride. Brings a tear to
also
my eye.
shares a birthday with one Miles Gray, but we're not going to get into that.
Don't need to get into that. Born the exact
Mary,
same day.
We're thrilled to have you here. We're going to get to know you a little bit better in a moment. First, we're going to tell the listeners a couple of things we're talking about. We're going to talk about how those ICE raids, the tip of the spear in terms of weaponizing, maybe the tip of the spear.
Mathematically nebulous.
Has no tip in weaponizing white supremacy in the United States. Apparently not great for investment, we're finding out. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Brian Kilmeade, who straight up had to apologize for suggesting the government should murder unhoused people. And then, he was just like, okay, sorry, I guess, and got away with it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, people who did not pay their proper respects for Charlie Kirk are getting fired around the country. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Governor Kathy Hochul, who has endorsed Zohran Mamdani. It has proven that it is possible for a centrist establishment Democrat to endorse Zohran Mamdani for mayor of New York City.
I wonder what's going on.
So we'll talk about that and all of that, plenty more. But first, Mary, we do like to ask our guests, what is something from your search history that's revealing about who you are?
Okay, I took a couple things. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I Ain't Mad at Ya sample because I was listening to A Dream by DeBarge and I wanted to know what song I was listening to.
Mm.
Next.
And you're talking about the Tupac? I Ain't Mad at You?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
So
Next.
A Dream by DeBarge is the I Ain't Mad at You sample.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next up to bat.
That's it, right? Just fuck. We're going to get a takedown notice because I nailed that so hard that it sounds exactly like
that piano.
Too on tune. Okay. Birthday to friend glitter gif.
Oh,
okay.
So
Birthday to
if,
friend
if
glitter
it's
gif.
your friend's birthday. And Boeing assassination. Because I was like, wait, whatever happened with that?
Right.
Oh, with like one of the Boeing people, like wasn't it a whistleblower who like was killed himself in his truck or something? Or was that
yes,
was it that
it was
one?
a whistleblower and they had been harassing him for like over a year and then he finally killed himself. Which I'm no lawyer, but sounds like they're at fault.
Not a lawyer, but might want to look into that on some level.
Yeah.
And has there been any development? Because I remember didn't the guy who died's lawyer say something in the aftermath, being like, he was being harassed for a long time.
Yeah.
And then and now the story is gone now.
Wasn't he at a trial where he was like about to testify, or am I making that up? I get most of my news from the Hindustan Times, so I don't know if that's
a little sensational, that outlet.
Yeah, I remember that seeming fishy, and just the vision of the scene from Michael Clayton where they like bust into that guy's house who's like been deemed problematically bad for the future profitability of the corporation, and just like very quickly inject him between the toes with something that's going to kill him, and then just sort of quietly leave. And they're like so workmanlike about it. I don't know why it made me think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
In the days before his death, John Barnett had been giving evidence in a whistleblower lawsuit against the company. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Seems normal.
Seems very normal. Massive company that's also involved with making war machines too. Just
nothing to see here, babe.
Nothing to see here. God. Yeah, it was funny. Recently I flew like on an airline that didn't have Boeing airplanes, and I was like, oh, this is a good one.
Right, yes.
Like
you could like tell it was good. Like,
no, just more like the connotation, because remember there was a while when we were like taking Boeing planes and we would text each other like, I'm getting on a Boeing 30 or 737 Max 8 or not, whatever the thing was, like pray for us.
Yeah. It's raining bolts from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a slight drizzle, but yeah. Well, I'm glad that we've stayed on top of that one and proven that evil is not profitable in these United States of America. What, Mary, is something you think is underrated?
Oh my goodness. Something that's underrated. Well, okay, here's the thing. I was looking at your guys' doc and you guys were putting joke ones. I put a real one. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
By all means. I also like that you thought that my very serious one was a joke one.
Didn't you put stairs? Well, we'll get to stairs. Sorry.
Yeah, that's me.
That was yesterday's episode. Sorry. You read too far, and we never tell people
it's humiliating.
Where to stop reading.
Okay. Someone that I think is underrated is Dina Hashem. Do you guys know her?
Yes.
She's so funny. She's actually not underrated because she has like 100,000 followers and she writes at The Daily Show and she's very well respected. But I just think she should be bigger. So she's underrated.
Yeah.
Where should people go find Dina Hashem on Instagram, or what's the best?
Dina Hashem _.
Yep. Go on Insta. You guys have maybe seen her most viral joke was Republicans are con artists, but Democrats are con artistes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So she's very
Spot
funny.
on.
I think she's the perfect comedian for the moment.
Yeah. We need more of that because there's too many comedians who are just being like, "What do I need to go to Austin to learn how to be on Kill Tony?" And which is the apex of irony. I don't know.
I feel like that would be good for my career. Maybe I don't know. Suddenly,
I want to go on Kill Tony.
I would love to have you
I
go and kill Tony.
emailed someone this morning and said, I'm going through Austin. Could you pull some strings so that they take me out of the bucket? So I hope they say yes.
Oh, God. What would you do if you're on Kill Tony, you think? What's like your dream? How does your dream set on Kill Tony go down?
I would be a meanstress.
Mm-hmm.
I would be mean, but I'd be so funny that they'd have to feel like they're in on it, or else they would look bad.
Yeah.
You know?
They'd have to hand it
Well,
to you.
because that thing also happens where like someone actually is funny and then they just start attacking them. Like, you know what I mean? Because like, this person's actually fucking funny. I'm just going to start talking so much shit about him. You're like, what the fuck is this show? Like, what are they doing?
I watched my first episode yesterday, so I'm kind of an expert on it now.
I've never watched it. So I think I understand the premise to be that a comedian goes on and they just start like trying to interrupt their set and like talk shit.
It's like American Idol in the first couple episodes where all the singers are bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so they get up and they can do a minute. And then there's like a whole panel with other comedians or some celebrity. It could be Ric Flair. You never know. And then they're like, oh, that fucking sucked, dude. You should fucking end your life after this. It's just like, it's always just shit like that. And then they basically can roast the other person. But it's just like so fucking mean-spirited. You're like, this isn't helpful to anyone.
And it's not like real, the comedians who go up are just like more open micers, or are they like real comedians who are...
Well, I guess it's a mix, but it's a lot of open micers and people who...
I should say established,
their loved
not
ones
real.
should not let them perform in front of an audience that size.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. And they're doing it nonetheless. And and then we're all laughing at them. And that's what's funny about it.
I mean, but you could get on SNL like Cam Patterson did, you know?
Yes, the dream.
The dream. the Kill Tony to SNL pipeline. Oh, now that's... It used to be UCB to SNL. And now it's Kill Tony to SNL. So
yes, now all the NYU grads are trying to get on Kill Tony.
The Tisch Mafia, the Tisch School Mafia is now like, we got to move to fucking Austin.
And his role on it was just somebody who sat there and made fun of people trying to be comedians.
Yeah, because he's like the roast guy, you know, he sees himself as that. But in like recent years, like his ability to do that's become less and less. Like, you're like, this guy just like sucks and just says like wacky shit.
So
it's like
the episode I saw, he was really, really mean to the people. And Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker, they were the guests. And it was like every single person... Tony would be like, you should kill yourself. And then Shane Gillis would be like, actually, I think you did kind of good up there. and like, it's sort of an angel devil situation where Shane Gillis is the angel.
Bizarre world.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the best that we can hope for. Shane Gillis at this moment. And has anybody ever gone on and just like been awesome? And like just like kind of surprise, actually I'm a good comedian and like fuck you guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that happens.
It pretty much is just a ripoff of American Idol because it'll be like a bunch of bad people in a row and then one person that they're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
This person knows
them,
how to
like,
write a
taking
joke.
their glasses off, looking at each other. Like,
yes, exactly.
I love that.
This kid's got it.
Yeah.
Damn, man. This person could be an anti-trans comedian in Austin if they play their cards right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for that because now I don't have to watch Kill Tony.
Tim Heidecker just put out a spoof version. If you want to see that, there's one that he just posted called Kill Timmy. If you want to see that.
That's how you know you're really doing the right thing when Tim Heidecker destroys you in a perfect parody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. What is something you think is overrated?
Bravo.
Bravo.
I'm gonna get assassinated for saying this.
Jesus.
You're from New Jersey, Mary. Be careful. The Manzos might hear you.
Blood is thicker than water.
Yay, there you go.
So, you know, I've watched Housewives. I've enjoyed some Housewives.
Oh my God. She said that with tears in her eyes, you guys. I just want to be clear.
I can't help but notice that we are low-key living during fascism. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but
many have not. So I'm glad you're saying this.
So sometimes when I watch TV and the people on it are just like mentally ill, drug addicted, white collar criminals, I'm like,
sometimes when I watch and
maybe
that's happening.
Maybe they could do a little something more with this platform, maybe.
I think it's just, this is our, I think, bread and circuses phase of the fall of the empire, where like our circuses are like just the obscenely just off the rails reality TV that's just on, where people are like, this is a normal person on this show? This person like has anger issues and a drinking problem.
I feel like for a while, I've been being more of a bitch about like, you guys need to cast this kind of person. You guys need to cast this kind of person. And I think people don't understand that I know that Noam Chomsky can't go on Bravo. I'm not suggesting that.
Like, but a reunion episode? Could be
reunion
sick
episode. But no, give Kathy Griffin another show. Have like a voice for someone who's like an honest, bitchy person. I think they should do that instead of all drunk white collar criminals awaiting trial.
Yeah, the only people to identify with are mentally ill, drug addicted white collar criminals.
Fucking Ghislaine Maxwell is in the prison with Jen Shaw.
Yes.
They're in that same prison. It's her and Theranos homegirl. Elizabeth, what's her name?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Holmes. Yeah.
All of whom would make sense on Bravo.
Yeah, for real. Exactly. Yeah, even Ghislaine Maxwell. And they would just be like, oh, look, we have socialite Ghislaine Maxwell. You're like, that's how you're going to describe her?
That could have entirely been happening in the background of a Real Housewives. Like, she could have been a character on Real Housewives, and they just would have yada-yada'd past,
Where's Jeffrey?
I'm throwing
Ghislaine?
A party for Jeffrey.
In the lower third, Ghislaine, socialite.
Socialite.
Friend of financier.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, Jeffrey, her boyfriend, he's so wealthy. Everyone,
exactly.
They want to know his secret.
They have such a weird on-again, off-again relationship. The tension is so thick.
He cheats on her all the time. Right. I've heard.
Yeah.
It's like,
and that's just happening in the background. Yeah.
So I don't mind if they keep the shows like that, but I think they should add like a Kathy Griffin show, or I mean those the I've Had It ladies. I believe they originated from Bravo.
Wait, who are the I've Had It ladies?
Oh, you know them. You just don't know that that's their name. It's those two blonde ladies who are like leftists and they look like Republicans. And
yes.
And they love Hassan Piker.
Yeah, Jennifer Welch and Angie Pumps Sullivan.
Yes, Pumps.
Pumps. What a great nickname.
Yes.
Oh, they're killing it right now, aren't they? I feel like that show, they're doing fucking numbers.
I feel like that. Come on, Andy. Like this is who you need to be going after. They originated on Bravo. They're telling it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Give me one good reason why not.
I guess now it's like they have more of the power, right? It's like, why would they want a cable show where they're probably like making less than what they would make on YouTube or Patreon or whatever they're using?
Exactly.
Sure. That's fair.
So it's interesting to be in this time now where like going independent in a few different like industries actually is the more lucrative thing, where it used to be like, you got to get on TV, you got to do this. And you're like, I'm making money from Substack actually right now. And that's working great for me. They're like, but didn't you? Yeah, I used to work at the Washington Post, but I left because it sucks.
Don't you want to make less money and not be able to say the truth?
Yeah. Exactly. Have your articles whittled down to nothing by a room full of editors who are here to just absolutely obfuscate. Yeah.
Also, mentally ill, drug addicted white collar criminals is like, who does that not describe in the current power structure? I feel like every every leader in the country, everyone is just either that or aspiring to that at this point.
Yes, of course.
If you get that into a good acronym, you might have a good show going there. Just covering
CC.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try it.
Yeah.
It was I mean, it wasn't bad. I wouldn't say it was
promising.
a good. Yeah, fuck. This is going to take up the whole episode.
It'll take a second. Yeah. Let's not waste Mary's time trying to workshop this one.
Yeah, stop wasting my time.
Yeah. She keeps looking at her watch. Windac?
Windac.
Yeah.
That's good. That's catchy.
Yeah.
All right, good. We're back.
Except it doesn't. It's actually completely out of it because the white is now at the beginning in front of ill. White, ill, mentally drug addicted, collar criminals.
No.
You can't just move the words around, it turns out.
Yeah,
and you as a writer understand that, Mary.
Of course. Yes.
This is where we need help.
What's it like writing for The New Yorker? Pretty cool?
It's such a dream.
That's
so prestigious and awesome.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You probably
I'm
understand
so
all the
impressed.
comics and shit too, right?
Absolutely. I understand all of them and I laugh out loud.
Over coffee. Or actually over wine with your fellow intellectual elites.
At the salon, if you will. Yes.
My children will just walk up to me with a copy of The New Yorker and make me explain one of the comics to them. And I'll always do it, even if I don't fully understand what they were going for. But
humiliating explaining a comic to a child that you don't even understand.
Yeah.
I would love to see that bit of improv. The dog is clearly it represents, what was it in his mouth? Democracy. So this dog's just hungry, man. It's like, give a dog a bone, I think is what they're trying to say, kids.
I like to end conversations with my kids by saying, "Am I right, brother?" Up top, and then make them give me a high five.
Yeah,
and they don't love it.
And they always say you're high fiving too hard.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
This is a tape recorded statement. Person being interviewed is Krista Gale Pike. This is in regards to the death of a Colleen Slimmer.
She just started going off on me, but then I hit her. And I just hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row.
The state has asked for an execution date for Krista.
We let people languish in prison for decades, raising questions about who we consider fundamentally unrestorable. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Ed. Everyone say hello, Ed. I'm from a very rural background myself. My dad is a farmer and my mum is a cousin, so it's not like...
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? I know it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but that really was my reality 9 years ago.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
On stage stood a comedian with a story that no one expected to hear.
On the 22nd of July 2015, a 23-year-old man had killed his family. And then he came to my house.
So what do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? A new podcast called Wisecrack, where stand-up comedy and murder take center stage. Available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What would you do if one bad decision forced you to choose between a maximum security prison or the most brutal boot camp designed to be hell on earth? Unfortunately for Mark Lombardo, this was the choice he faced.
He said, "You are a number, a New York State number, and we own you."
Shock incarceration, also known as boot camps, are short-term, highly regimented correctional programs that mimic military basic training. These programs aim to provide a shock of prison life, emphasizing strict discipline, physical training, hard labor, and rehabilitation programs. Mark had one chance to complete this program and had no idea of the hell awaiting him the next 6 months.
The first night was overwhelming, and you don't know who's next to you. And we didn't know what to expect in the morning. Nobody tells you anything.
Listen to Shock Incarceration on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I had this overwhelming sensation that I had to call her right then. And I just hit call. Said, hey, I'm Jacob Schick. I'm the CEO of One Tribe Foundation. And I just wanted to call on and let her know there's a lot of people battling some of the very same things you're battling. And there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
I was married to a combat Army veteran, and he actually took his own life to suicide. One Tribe saved my life twice.
There's a lot of love that flows through this place, and it's sincere.
Now it's a personal mission. Don't want to have to go to any more funerals,
I got blown up on a react mission. I ended up having amputation below the knee of my right leg and a traumatic brain injury because I landed on my head.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to The Good Stuff podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're back.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple weeks ago, ICE raided a Hyundai plant in Georgia.
Yeah.
And arrested around 300 Korean nationals, 150 others from various countries on the grounds of
they're not white.
Not white.
And they're
Right.
working. It's, again, remember, it's are they doing manual labor or manufacturing and not white? Then the Supreme Court basically says it's okay to just go ahead
Stress them.
and assume the absolute worst. And I think it's just this story is just kind of interesting because we've seen constantly how disruptive and illegal these ICE raids are, especially, and there at the beginning, there was a outcry from the hospitality and farming industries that were this is not, this is actually our workforce that you're targeting, and this is not good for our business. That's its whole other issue going there. But in this one, Trump again put out this statement, which feels like for a moment he realized, oh, I'm fucking the money up. But I don't even know if that means there's functionally going to change the policies, which I doubt it will. But it was interesting just to see him for a moment have to post about it, because once he, those detained South Korean workers, he offered them, he's just hey, if you want to stay in the U.S. while you train your American
For
counterparts, we won't
temporarily.
We won't totally violate you. Then they were none of them wanted anything to do with it, and they went back to South Korea.
Why? So what the fuck's their problem?
Yeah,
I think one of the stupidest things of it is the lady that called it in. Isn't she running for office?
Yeah, she dropped a dime on the plant.
This is a huge project bringing riches to your state, and you're I actually want to make a huge obstacle so that my state doesn't get money.
I think
easy money.
Yeah, right. It shows how myopic these people are too. We're just I don't know, I can get some foreigners in trouble. I'm doing that. And then you're wait, that's one of the biggest investments that Hyundai has in the United States is in this plant in Savannah, Georgia. Huh. And I wonder if that's probably why, only because now this is something disrupting foreign investment in a red state, that Trump is lightly tap dancing, because this is what he posted on Truth. Quote, when foreign companies who are building extremely complex products, machines, and various other things come into the United States with massive investments, I want them to bring their people of expertise for a period of time to teach and train our people. If we didn't do this, all of that massive investment will never come in the first place. And then he went on to say that he didn't want to, quote, frighten off or disincentivize investment into America by outside countries or companies, and then ended the tweet or post with, quote, we welcome them, we welcome their employees, and we are willing to proudly say we will learn from them and even do better at them in their own game in the distant future.
A little late, bitch. Why would any company come here now when they could just go to Mexico or anywhere else?
Anywhere else, yeah, truly.
And do even better than them at their own, quote, game sometime into the not too distant future. What?
Their own game?
Their own game?
Just veiled racism where it's like, we'll do technology like the Asians do.
Right. That's
at their own tech game. And it's like, what are you even saying? They invent all the cool stuff over there. I don't know what it is about the food or what. But he goes, like, this whole thing is just wild to even say, we welcome them. In this era of unhinged xenophobia.
Yes.
That the president is like, we welcome them and their employees, and we're even willing to bow prostrate to them and say, we shall learn from you, superior knowledge base. And then who knows what'll happen. But it is wild. Like, this was always a very logical outcome, when you indiscriminately arrest people for not being white.
Yeah.
You apprehend people that are here legally and are contributing to the economy. And somehow this only connected once it ended up, again, hitting a red state. And the president of South Korea was like, this is, quote, he called it, quote, bewildering, given like the agreements that the two countries are trying to hash out with tariffs and manufacturing and all this other shit. And now the South Korean government is actually doing their own investigation into this to see if anyone's human rights were violated in the process.
Oh, my God.
You might not like what you find because human rights are merely a suggestion in 2025 America, I'd say.
It really reads like a combination of like a statement by him and then also like writing the teacher's message on the board of like, I must not, like if we don't do
Bart
this,
Simpson.
all of that massive investment will never come in the first, like it's like a
yes.
thing that
if I do not grovel,
farmed out or was like told like he had to put in there. And so he just like wrote his own shit around it. Like, okay, I'll play your game, China.
They
were from South
racism
Korea,
is
sir.
quote unquote bad.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, that's what's kind of struck me because he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Ever. But it's only with money, right? Like I remember even with when the hospitality and agricultural industries, like when the raids first started, were like, hey, what the fuck? He was like, we're going to have to do something. Like, because clearly he heard enough from enough donors or whoever, people that he felt somewhat beholden to at least make a statement that alluded to maybe he'd do anything. Spoiler alert, he didn't. But like that that's where like the pressure is, because also the deputy secretary of state had to like apologize to their South Korean counterpart like profusely and was like, this was a most regrettable mistake that had occurred. And I was like, oh, this is it's like you're speaking Asian. This feels like an Asian apology.
Sure.
Most regrettable is, to me, that sounds like something like I've seen this happen in Japan and other countries where like a CEO has to go and do a public apology. It's like it's always most regrettable.
Mm-hmm.
But will that change policy? I don't know.
I mean, didn't he have that tweet or whatever fucking truth social thing where after, the threat of indiscriminate deportation made it hard to get people to work in the fields, or like, I think it was actually at hotels, maybe that he then like issued a statement being like, we're not trying to do that, but then it didn't change any of their policies. It was just like, we're going to arrest people if they look like they might be from another country, whether or not they are here illegally or not. We're just arresting everybody. Therefore, it completely disincentivizes people from ever working any job that he claims to be aware that he wants them to work, but nothing about what they do matters. It's just, I think it's like noteworthy when he does anything that like seems like a politician who's like speaking out of both sides of his mouth, because he usually just like says the racist thing like out of the one side of his mouth, the non-droopy one. And he, like in this case, is like seem like they've convinced him to say something that suggests he understands the situation, and that's like noteworthy, but I don't know that it actually matters.
Or it's maybe still the Weekend at Bernie's theory where it's like, he's not making decisions anymore. Somebody else is posting this.
I think he's going Biden mode for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The new goblin mode is Biden mode.
I'm going Biden mode.
Just relax into your senility, and someone else will handle it. But the scary thing is now it's Stephen Miller who is the one who, like, while the the teacher is out sick, gets to dictate a lot of the policies. And especially right now with his like revenge streak he's on with the Charlie Kirk shit. It's not very comforting.
Not good.
Not good
would be my summary of the day for
you've had the same one
year
for
running.
Yeah. Huh.
It's not good, guys. It's not great.
So it's why people tune into the show. Yeah. Stuff like that.
Just in terms of what people are free to say, Fox and Friends' Brian Kilmeade straight up advocated the murdering of unhoused people with mental illnesses, not on a hot mic like years ago, on Fox and Friends, like on the air, on the show that people watch, that he's like paid to be on, and then had to apologize. But yeah, it literally, so they were talking about the North Carolina commuter train stabbing that the right has like seized on and is trying to make a national issue out of. And Lawrence Jones said that unhoused people with mental illness should either accept the publicly funded programs to help in their situation or be jailed. And Kilmeade chimed in with that they be given, quote, involuntary lethal injection or something, just kill them.
I'll just come to the tail end of just where you can hear what Brian, just hear from Brian Kilmeade. It's pretty fucked up.
This is that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brian.
Did you see my man after when he said, yep, because he was just so used to agreeing with him, he physically kind of shook his head. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
No.
He's like, yeah, we got to give him lead. He's like, yep. And he said, yep, while shaking his head. Like his mind and his body were doing three different things.
To be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just.
Jesus.
So yeah, that caused a bit of a stir, when you hear shit like that being said on national television. But again,
voluntary, I get, but involuntary,
right? Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, we can't even voluntarily.
In case you think I'm like saying make this available,
if you want to die, sure.
No. I want to kill them against their will. Is kind of my whole thing. That's where I get my like kind of excitement from on this one. Thanks.
Yeah.
This happened on the same day that Charlie Kirk was shot, which took some attention away from the fact that one of Fox News's friends, Fox and Friends, it's like the Sunny morning talk show thing.
Yeah,
had just advocated for mass murder on live TV. We've talked before about, in the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk shooting, like people being like, is there going to be a civil war? What does that look like? I really do think like they are laser focused on
cancel culture.
They're laser focused on like finding ways to justify violence against the most vulnerable people, so unhoused people and the trans community. That's who they're going after. That's what it looks like. You go after those people. People have been like, how would they do a civil war when it's hard to tell who's on what side? That's what they're gonna try and do.
They're identifying a group to then project all of that sort of angst and anger towards classic stuff, classic playbook being ran on us, just like with. Gosh, and Bravo sucks now, so now I got to pay attention to the fascism. So it's like really, I used to have an escape. I really did. But to your point about the people getting doxxed, like there was a site that was up for a few days called Charlie's Killers or some shit, where it was just a site where people were screenshotting social media posts of anyone not publicly canonizing Kirk and saying that these were the people that were responsible and like doxing them. Funny thing about the internet is people know how to like search domains and who they're registered to. And like when the woman was sort of like outed for running this website, like the website just went away. So I guess it was when the shoe was on the other foot. Maybe it wasn't all fun and games at that point. But yeah,
do you guys mind if I say something about Charlie Kirk?
Go ahead.
And I know you guys might get canceled for this. So I'm warning you.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Charlie Kirk? More like Charlie Jerk.
Fuck. Wow. All right, Justin, let's...
All right.
Hold on, let me pause the recording really quick. Mary, I have a kid.
Playing with fire
here. Yeah.
This is a lost episode.
I don't know how you guys do
it out there.
I don't know how you guys do things in New Jersey, but that is not how we do things in the San Fernando Valley. Okay. Yeah, but it is so strange. Like even the fucking, have you seen West Hollywood? They flew the flag at half mast.
That's so stupid.
And people were like, why the fuck are you lowering your flag for someone who had your community directly, rhetorically in its crosshairs?
Yeah.
Like, what are you fucking, like, that's the most bizarre thing, again, too, is just to see how, like, the norms just switch on a dime. And suddenly it's like, got to do the proper things that the state has dictated I do without being on the receiving end of their ire.
Yeah. And so Kilmeade then came out and said, I wrongly said they should get lethal injection. I apologize for that extremely callous remark. I whoopsied and said they should get lethal injection. Truly like a description of I apologize. I accidentally said they should get lethal injections is like how a child, like a 4-year-old would describe that. But
yeah.
And then that was good enough to save his job, it seems like.
Energetically, this, again, it's just so funny because all of these people just respond to as money. Clearly, the people at Fox heard about ad money dwindling, and they're like, you need to fucking say something, because this is the only time we will apologize or act like any kind of mistake was made when there's capital on the line. But here's Brian Kilmeade's quote-unquote apology.
In the morning, we were discussing the murder of Irina Zaruska in Charlotte, North Carolina, and how to stop these kinds of attacks by homeless, mentally ill assailants, including institutionalizing or jailing such people so they cannot attack again. Now, during that discussion, I wrongly said they should get lethal injections. I apologize for that extremely callous remark. I'm obviously aware that not all mentally ill homeless people act as the perpetrator did in North Carolina, and that so many homeless people deserve our empathy and compassion.
Wow, he almost got hung up reading that off the teleprompter.
That was totally how humans speak.
It's because he empath. Why?
Mm-hmm.
How do you say this? What's compassion? What's compassion? Like a computer? Like you're passionate with a computer?
This like whole thing about homeless people in the past bunch of years is like really strange to me. I really don't understand it. You know, I don't have the stats in front of me, but it frankly does not seem like there's more random violence.
No.
And like I've seen homeless people my whole damn life. And I definitely never thought, oh my God, there's so many now. Like,
well, I mean,
I really don't get it. Frankly.
There are more and more people living on the streets, compared to years past. Like, I definitely just see that just from like being in LA. But like to me, that doesn't then translate to we need to what the fuck is with all these homeless people? Get them out of my sight. Because they're actively reminding me of my place in society, and maybe I could be advocating for a fairer world. No, get that out of my fucking head. You got Bravo to watch. Get fucking home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also kind of like low key, that ends up being like a litmus test when people start saying shit about like unhoused people, like all fucking like they're not human. I'm like, oh, this person's fucking cooked mentally. Like when you can't demonstrate just the most basic bit of compassion for another person, because like you actually don't have the faculties to put yourself in that place. Like what would have to go wrong for me to have absolutely no support and have to, unfortunately, live on the street or in my car when people like can't do that sort of like empathy work and like sort of put themselves there.
Yeah.
Like there are a few people like, you know, like people I grew up with like say shit like that. I'm like, oh
sure.
My God, I'm not going to get into a fucking 3-hour debate with this person because I don't have time to educate them. I'm just going to be like, yep, all right, they're cooked. Sorry. Yeah. Try and find your spirit.
I think it also just shows like how vulnerable people are to like brainwashing, to like whatever is on the news or whatever is on their algorithm, because I do hear sometimes like people that are like poor or working class say stuff about like, oh, the homeless people. Yeah. And like when I'm encountering someone like that in real life and having a conversation, I'm obviously not going to be like, you're so wrong, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, yeah, I get what you mean, but like, on the one hand, like, you know, I'm like explaining.
I do the same thing. Yeah. I try and be use the Socratic method.
And like, I feel like once I say that of like, oh, they're mentally ill and like their family can't take them in, and they're usually like, oh yeah, right, okay,
our
yeah,
country
you're right.
has failed them because there's no health care, mental health care. We closed all the mental health care facilities.
I always ask people just like, well, I'm like, what do you think it would take for you to be on the street?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what would have to happen?
A bad month, really.
Right.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the thing that people don't, and I think that's what's really fucked up about that sort of portrayal of unhoused people and how that's contextualized. It's never in the context of like, we're all hanging by a fucking thread because this place is, if you are not working, you are deemed fucking expendable, basically, societally. And that's a huge fucking red flag as a society, that people are expendable merely because like they need help. Oh God.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
And like, yeah, with Fox News people, I always just am like, okay, so they're always saying like they hate the city, but they all live in New York City. They all live in Manhattan.
Yeah. Right.
And like, but also like all of their viewers like live out in the suburbs and don't even really have homeless people around. Like, why are you so angry about this thing you don't even see and you don't even know if it's real?
Yeah. Well,
they're just saying it and you're like, that pisses me off.
Yeah. It's like, oh, because I've been indoctrinated into believing I'm against the urban areas.
Yes,
But because I'm not experiencing them, I need a propagandist to articulate the reasons why I need to be upset about it and why they are actually terrible. It's because it smells like weed and there's poop on the floor in the cities.
And it's like, come into the city. Come see Betty Boop on Broadway. You'll have fun.
Come see Mrs. Doubtfire on Broadway. I hear it's fantastic.
Come on.
Death Becomes Her. We just start listing Broadway shows.
Yeah.
It's just an
You guys gotta see Broadway.
Yeah, you haven't seen Broadway? Yeah, some Fox News person. They're just
a Fox News person walking down the street with like the lights of Broadway and like the playbills going by their head in like double exposure, like a Simpsons movie where they like go to the city. Yeah, there's this quote that Philip Proudfoot on Twitter posted from Ernest Hemingway. Someone said, but are there not many fascists in your country? And he responded, there are many who do not know they are fascists, but will find out when the time comes. Yeah. And that feels like, I mean, the entire human caging policy of the past 40 years has been fascist, like has been very similar to the conversation that they were just having on Fox News, where it's just like, I don't just make it go away. Like make anything that makes me feel uncomfortable go away using violence and, you know, ending people's lives or depriving them of human lives. Like, and that's just, it feels like we're seeing these values now just made a little bit more evident than they have been in the past.
It's like people who see like someone asking for change or whatever, rather than feeling panic at the sight of that and like, oh my God, what's going on? Like you should actually redirect that into understanding. It's like you should be panicked over the state of our society that this is being allowed to happen. I think that's the thing people need to connect with rather than what's this person going to do to me? It's like, well, what's this society doing to us?
But focusing it on them and telling yourself the story that like they did something on purpose to be where they are.
Yeah,
you know?
they want to be homeless so bad.
Oh my God. The amount of times you hear, that's like the most tired fucking like anti-unhoused talking point.
Yes.
Like they want to be out there. Oh, they do?
Yeah.
They do? Like I get how sometimes, because then they'll be like, you can ask them and they'll show a person be like, well, that's what the city's offering. I don't want it. It's because what the city is offering is like actually more dangerous even than living on like how they've been surviving. But again, used as a way to be like, no. And that leads to Brian Kilmeade being like, I don't know, just put him down.
Yeah. Well, just do what animal shelters do, right?
Yeah, and then you can post them on Instagram, see if someone will rescue them. You know, maybe it'll all work out. I don't know. Anyway, Kilmeade out.
All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll be back.
This is a tape recorded statement. Person being interviewed is Krista Gale Pike. This is in regards to the death of a choline slimmer.
She just started going off on me, but I hit her. I just hit her and hit her and hit her and hit her.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row.
The state has asked for an execution date for Krista.
We let people languish in prison for decades, raising questions about who we consider fundamentally unrestorable. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Ed. Everyone say hello, Ed. I'm from a very rural background myself. My dad is a farmer, and my mum is a cousin, so, it's not,
What do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? I know it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but that really was my reality 9 years ago.
I just normally do straight stand-up, but this is a bit different.
On stage stood a comedian with a story that no one expected to hear.
On the 22nd of July 2015, a 23-year-old man had killed his family. And then he came to my house.
So what do you get when a true crime producer walks into a comedy club? A new podcast called Wisecrack, where stand-up comedy and murder take center stage. Available now. Listen to Wisecrack on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I had this overwhelming sensation that I had to call her right then. And I just hit call. Said, hey, I'm Jacob Schick. I'm the CEO of One Tribe Foundation, and I just wanted to call on and let her know there's a lot of people battling some of the very same things you're battling, and there is help out there.
The Good Stuff Podcast Season 2 takes a deep look into One Tribe Foundation, a nonprofit fighting suicide in the veteran community. September is National Suicide Prevention Month, so join hosts Jacob and Ashley Schick as they bring you to the front lines of One Tribe's mission.
I was married to a combat Army veteran, and he actually took his own life to suicide. One Tribe saved my life twice.
There's a lot of love that flows through this place, and it's sincere.
Now it's a personal mission. Don't want to have to go to any more funerals,
I got blown up on a react mission. I ended up having amputation below the knee of my right leg and a traumatic brain injury because I landed on my head.
Welcome to Season 2 of The Good Stuff.
Listen to The Good Stuff podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
In early 1988, federal agents raced to track down the gang they suspect of importing millions of dollars worth of heroin into New York from Asia.
We had 30 agents ready to go with shotguns and rifles and you name it.
But what they find is not what they expected.
Basically, your stay-at-home moms were picking up these large amounts of heroin.
They go, "Is this your daughter?" I said, "Yes." They go, "Oh, you may not see her for 25 years.
Caught between a federal investigation and the violent gang who recruited them, the women must decide who they're willing to protect and who they dare to betray.
Once I saw the gun, I tried to take his hand and I saw the flash of light.
Listen to the Chinatown Sting on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
And we're back.
We're back.
And Governor Kathy Hochul, I'm told, pronounced like yokel.
Not like polycule.
Not like polycule.
No,
which
like
is just,
slack-jawed yokel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Polycule.
Polycule.
I think is how I mispronounced it. Anyways, she has broken new ground for centrist establishment Democrats, proving that they are capable of endorsing Zohran Mamdani. Many thought that it was physically impossible up to this point.
Yeah.
That there was some manner of physical allergy that they were suffering from. But no, she just did it. She in a very establishment centrist Democrat way in a New York Times op-ed.
Yeah.
And the New York Times let her do it. She just did it in the New York Times. And they weren't even we got to find a way to put an end to this.
I mean, it's wild to hear people like Jamie Raskin, of Maryland, Pat Ryan of New York. They were both a formal endorsement. And then Rahm Emanuel and Richie Torres, who is one of the most staunchly pro-Israel congresspeople.
Yeah.
who like definitely was not singing his praises, they've kind of softened to be like, oh, like maybe he has the potential to like effectively lead the city. You're like, what the? To me, I'm more scared at that. Like, what are they?
I'm happy. I'm excited.
No, for sure. But there's something I can't look at them and feel like that's totally sincere.
I knew it was going to happen too.
Yeah.
He's so popular. And like at the end of the day, every other Democrat needs to get reelected.
By association.
So what are they going to do? Just ignore this hugely popular person that everyone likes? Most Jewish people voted for? That like...
Yeah.
It does feel like they've managed to do that with like the Sanders, Bernie Sanders. I mean, they kind of like brought Bernie Sanders in a little bit, but for the most part, yeah, I guess you're right. They have like kind of moved in that direction.
Running for mayor of
places.
New York City. I could see how they would be more cowardly when it comes to someone running for president.
Right.
But it's like everyone in New York likes this guy. You look stupid if you don't endorse him.
Right. Like also in a town too, where like with New Yorkers, like if you're doing like the one thing everyone like, it's clear this guy is liked by the city, and if you're suddenly not doing that, like what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Right.
Like this guy is doing great. Trump, it was quote shocked by this endorsement by Hochul, and then I think was like threatening to like withhold federal from like whatever fucking dumb move he's trying to do. But yeah, I mean it is like I think the Democrats are learning that beggars can't be choosers. Right now.
Yeah, because they're going to get voted out if they don't, get on board for popular policies. That's how I feel about it. Of course, we don't have a lot of faith in them, but these people need to win elections.
Yeah.
So.
Or like we need to juxtapose more candidates in these races that act as a way to nudge them into the right way. But also part of me, I've lost complete faith in these people that have been elected. I'm like, just bring in a fucking new crop of people who like aren't so poisoned by like lobbying and maintaining the status quo that like they're like, I think it's harder work for a politician to be like, I actually need to dismantle the status quo. Like to learn that lesson than someone who's been suffering at the hands of the status quo and now is empowered to legislate responsibly and be like, these are the things we actually need to change that will help people. Because I think right now the Democrats are just going to be copying homework and doing it like in a really poor, like piss poor way.
Yeah. It would seem to be a thing where they would be able to be like, well, look, this is his playbook. It's been shockingly popular, shocking to us, shockingly popular. We should just kind of do the same thing and, make the argument that, well, and we're part of the system, so we know how to dismantle it. But the fact that it's been this fucking hard for them to just do the bare minimum of be like, I endorse him is a sign to me that like I'm very skeptical of that line of argument that like they're essentially what it is they are like they represent so many people who are behind the scenes who like helped them get elected, who the ideas of socialism couldn't be like more anathema to, know?
Yeah. I think one of the reasons too is they ran the traditional playbook on how they scare out like people like progressives or leftists, which is first like they're a socialist, and like New Yorker's like, yeah, and
yeah, no, he was pretty clear about that.
He's brown. Yeah, so am I.
No, so are we.
He's Muslim. What is this, 2001? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, no. And I think when they're like, well, we're out of fucking ideas. Like, I think they're like, well, we're out of fucking ideas. What are we supposed to do now?
Right.
They're like, maybe we can co-opt the movement. No, that's the other part of the
Perfect.
Co-opt. Let's co-opt. Let's see if we can do the old-fashioned co-opt. Andrew Cuomo, though, he came out with a pretty sick response, huh?
Yeah, he did. He did a video where he is reading some of Mamdani's old tweets, but set to like Hans Zimmer music.
Yeah, this is how you fight back. Democrats take note, like fucking Andy Nipple Clamps Cuomo. Here.
So he apologized for saying the NYPD are racist. Does he apologize for calling the NYPD
that actually does kind of bum me out,
anti-queer and a major threat to public safety? Do you apologize for calling Barack Obama pretty damn evil? Does he condemn the phrase globalize the intifada? Do you still believe that, quote...
This is so funny because you knew they needed all this music because if not, you would just hear an old man's dried up mouth and lips move around. He's like,
reading talking points that they've been drilling for 6 months now to no avail, you know?
You hate to see it.
But what if we did like some Hans Zimmer? Like, what if we made it sound like scary?
What if we completely overexposed this shot too so Andrew Cuomo looks like a bed sheet? I think that will also...
I'm dying to know who does social media for him and Eric Adams.
I know.
They're so good, like bad, but like they look ironic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Like they're unwittingly helping everyone except their client, which is truly, but I think that's also, it's probably some guy who used to do like TV stuff. And then as he saw the social media thing on the horizon, he tried to pivot to social media, but functionally has no experience on how people on the internet think. And so just charged him a bunch of money. He's like, yeah, I'll put this up on your Twitter. I'll shoot a video. And you just post it, right? I don't know anything about tone or context or how the internet talks about things, but these are wins.
He opens with the claim that the NYPD is anti-queer, which
and
like
it sounds like a slur the way he says
it
too.
They're saying the NYPD doesn't like queers? I don't know. Is he going to apologize for that?
Apologize.
Yeah.
Like it's a well-established fact that the NYPD is like pro LGBTQ plus people or something.
Yeah. Don't look up Stonewall or anything.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing to do with the NYPD. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
a gotcha moment.
I mean, it just shows too, like how he also is a Cuomo's appeal is to the status quo, which is, are you pro-police? That's why he did the are you going to apologize to the police? What was the other one? Oh, then it's pro-establishment Democrat. It's like, would you deign to say that Obama is evil in any capacity? Don't look up Obama drones. And also, finally, to like all of the Jewish people in New York, bringing up the globalize the Intifada line, which has been fucking clarified so many times at this point. Like, I feel like
he never said it even. They just ask him, what do you think about it? And he's literally never said it.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, and like
they
to the
should
point,
just ask it of everyone now.
Yeah. Just anyone. They're like, I never said. It's like, well, yeah, either did Zohran.
Eric Adams. We know you did it.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like Eric Adams' social media strategy is a little different, right?
It's very funny and way too long. Very slow videos.
Yeah,
which I appreciate.
It's at a pace for a different kind of person.
Right.
Oh,
for sure.
No editing.
The engagement on Eric Adams' campaign Twitter, it's like funny. Like he can barely get like 30 likes on a post.
Yeah.
Damn. He's got to give out more chip bags with money in them, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm more of a face-to-face politician. I don't go in for this social media stuff. You know what I mean?
Look a man in the eyes and hand him an empty, greasy Five Guys bag with $40 in it. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Mary Houlihan, what a pleasure having you on the Daily Zeitgeist. Where can
pleasure
people?
Is all mine.
No, we actually enjoyed it too, so it's not all yours.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I'm going to challenge you on that, Mary. We enjoyed it too.
Going to push back.
All right.
Save some pleasure for everyone.
Not to go all kill Tony on this, but we enjoyed it too. Where can people find you, follow you, all that good stuff?
Find me on all the social medias at Mary Hooley. And subscribe to my Twitch and YouTube. I do a Twitch show every Thursday. But I'm going on tour, so come see me on tour.
All right, throw out some dates.
Let's see. Providence, September 24th.
Boom.
Philly, September 30th.
Boom.
Atlanta, October 9th and 10th.
Atlanta, Zeit Gang, come out.
Atlanta.
That's right. I'm going to Denton, Texas. Dallas, Texas, and hopefully kill Tony also.
Yeah. I wonder if you like dressed up like to try and look like a person, like go undercover. They'd be like, oh, this person's not a comedian. Like get her up there and we're just gonna fucking kill Tony it up. Like I wonder if that would help.
What would appeal?
I guess it is a
good
random
tactic.
hat.
Like glasses with like tape on it, you know what I mean? Like just like
total
real Revenge of the Nerd shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's just all.
Or something that would like make you look like a capital L lib. Like
Yes,
they would love.
yeah.
They would fucking love for that shit.
You're just
The
sitting there
pussy
with
hat.
one finger in the air and a pussy hat on.
But that would be so funny, Mary. You dressed so overt, like it's almost like a parody of a lib that they go,
Yes.
I think that lady's a lib. Yeah. Maybe she's the real thing. Clearly not here to fucking heckle or disrupt the show. Pick
Yes.
her.
Hillary Clinton
That's a good
pantsuit
idea.
with a pussy hat on.
Pussy hat on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. Well, we'll work with you. Try and advise on how to get on Kill Tony as experts on that show.
Thanks, guys.
Is there a work of media that you've been enjoying?
I really like Caught in Providence. Have you guys seen this?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, it's so good. There's a Caught in Providence channel on Pluto TV or Roku TV or one of those where it's just this show over and over. And it's like
with Judge
People's
Frank
Court.
Caprio?
Yes.
I've seen that guy's videos on YouTube all the time. Yes.
Oh, it's so good. It's like People's Court, but he's so nice and he
Yeah.
lets everyone off.
I
and
know.
every single defendant is like, I'm going through so much right now. And he's like, oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
Don't
Oh, really?
worry about
Yeah.
it. So most episodes are about running a red light. And
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm sure you had to go somewhere. It's fine.
Yeah. They're like, my grandmother's really sick and she's got she's got a heart issue. I had to get her medicine to her at the pharmacy. And they're like, oh, I hate to hear
Yeah.
that.
So this
Good
is
luck
my
to you.
comfort show because he's so nice to everyone. And every episode concludes with him talking to camera like, no matter who you are, you probably came to this country from somewhere else. So when you think about it, everyone here is an American, and that's what makes this country so great.
Judge Frank. Yeah, I watched the other channel he has where he's absolutely letting people have it for small minor drug offenses. Yeah, it's not good.
No,
they should
he
be
would
injecting
never.
you dog. Get out of here.
Oh, you mean Judge Judy or any of? Yeah.
No, he
Judge
is so,
Judy Unleashed.
I also he's so old it makes me sad because I'm like, are there still other judges like this who are younger, or is this like the last of like a breed of judge who looks at a person as a human being rather than like, you friggin' demonic terrorist?
I think there's a lot of young people like that, but I think usually they get exhausted and switch to something else.
Yeah, that ends up being the case.
How about you, Miles? Where can people find you as their work of media you've been enjoying?
Find me everywhere at Miles of Gray. You can catch me talking about 90 Day Fiancé with Sophia Alexandra on 420 Day Fiancé, and a work of me at bencollins.bsky.social. He quote skeeted this thing from CNN.com. It's a picture of Mark Zuckerberg on with the dumbest fucking glasses on, in which he says, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has told analysts that people without smart glasses may one day be at a, quote, significant cognitive disadvantage, end quote, compared to those who do use the tech. And Ben posted, all who do not wear the things that make you look like a lost moth will be lesser than.
They're so big and they really come up off his
goofy.
face.
They look very grandma style.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're like the old man from Up or something.
Yes.
You can find me on Twitter at Jack_O'Brien, Blue Sky at JackOB1. I like a tweet from Mike Drucker that just said, anyway, time to get back to releasing those Epstein files, which, let's do that.
Yeah.
What about that? Maybe we should talk about that. Huh?
Maybe not. That's pretty soon. I feel like someone's going to say that at the White House, like Caroline Leavitt. They're like, what about the Epstein file? No.
You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daily Zeitgeist. We're at The Daily Zeitgeist on Instagram. You can go to the description of this episode, wherever you're listening to it. And there at the bottom of the description, you will find the footnotes, which is where we link off to the information that we talked about in today's episode. We also link off to a song that we think you might enjoy. Miles, is there a song that you think the people might enjoy?
This is El Michaels Affair. Great band. We've gone out on a few of their tracks before. Like maybe one of the last times was like they were doing doing full-on band instrumentals of like Wu-Tang, like the Cream sort of beat, but just playing it as like a band with real life instruments. They got another track out that came out recently that's great. It's called Magica, Magica, with this Brazilian artist named Roger, and it's really, really dope. So check out Magica by El Michaels Affair and Roger.
And we will link off to that in the footnotes. The Daily Zeitgeist is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcast, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. That's going to do it for us this morning. We're back this afternoon to tell you what is trending, and we'll talk to y'all then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. The Daily Zeitgeist is executive produced by Catherine Long.
Co-produced by Bei Wang.
Co-produced by Victor Wright.
Co-written by J.M. McNabb.
Edited and engineered by Justin Connor.
On a cold January day in 1995, 18-year-old Krista Pike killed 19-year-old Colleen Slemmer in the woods of Knoxville, Tennessee. Since her conviction, Krista has been sitting on death row. How does someone prove that they deserve to live?
We are starting the recording now. Please state your first and last name.
Krista Pike.
Listen to Unrestorable Season 2, Proof of Life, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's your favorite Jersey girl, Gia Giudice. Welcome to Casual Chaos, where I share my story. This week, I'm sitting down with Vanderpump Rules star Sheena Shea.
I don't really talk to either of them, if I'm being honest. There will be an occasional text, one way or the other, from me to Ariana. Maybe a happy birthday from Ariana to me. I think the last time I talked to Tom, it was like, congrats on America's Got Talent.
This is a combo you don't want to miss. Listen to Casual Chaos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want to hear the secrets of psychopaths, murderers, sex offenders? In this episode, I offer tips from them. I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. This is a podcast where I cut through the noise with real talk.
When you were described to me as a forensic psychologist, I was like, snooze. We ended up talking for hours, and I was like, this girl is my best friend.
Let's talk about safety and strategies to protect yourself and your loved ones. Listen to Intentionally Disturbing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
This is an iHeart podcast.